again, I'm Jill, and it's Wednesday, and on every Wednesday we do our Q&A session. It's a live Q&A where I answer all your burning questions on fitness, nutrition, menopause, hormones, weight gain, all the stuff. And I'm excited to bring you some cool questions that were here today. I have so many. What happens is when you join the group, you answer some questions for me about what's going on with you, what's holding you back from getting success in your fitness and nutrition, what your goals are. And if you have a question for me, you ask a question and I answer it on these Q&As. You can also set up a private game plan call with me, which is a free session where you and I can go over what's going on with you, figure out where you're at, where you want to be, what's been holding you back, and then we can make a plan of action for you to get you results. And if we feel like we're a good fit, I can give you some options to work with me. And so this right here is an opportunity for you to hear a little bit about my, kind of coaching style too. I like to tell it to you straight, but I'm also very caring, loving, and I want you to not be struggling, and I want you to get to your goals. So one announcement that I have today, and this might come up again, is that this coming Monday, if you didn't see, I made an announcement maybe yesterday, Monday, I don't even know what day of the week it is. It's Wednesday. So 2 days ago, I made an announcement that next Monday, January 20th, I'm going to be running a live macros nutrition workshop. So macros nutrition is one of the 5 frameworks for nutrition that I teach to my clients. And it's a really, really powerful tool to help you hone in on exactly what you should be eating, down to the calories and the grams of carbs, fats, and proteins. This is a nutrition framework that I never liked and never wanted to do because I always saw people constantly searching for foods on their phone. They're always in MyFitnessPal. They were always frustrated that they didn't know exactly what they should be eating, that they had these targets and were having a really hard time reaching them every day, and that they couldn't live without all this restriction, that it was really hard to follow. And so years ago, 2017 was the first bikini competition that I decided to sign up for. So that's 8 years ago. And I hired a coach, and he told me, well, I didn't even hire him. He was my friend's brother. And he was like, I can teach you macros. And so he taught me macros, and I was like, you know what? I need to make this my own way that I can stick to and that I understand. And so at that point, I created my own program called Foods for Fat Loss. And I took macros and I put them into a system that people like me who have ADHD, who don't like to follow things that I'm supposed to follow, could make it easier, and something where I don't have to be staring at my phone and looking up foods and want to give up on my nutrition like halfway through the first day. And so this is what I'm bringing you, as an opportunity to learn the whole program from me for only $47 next Monday night. And if you can't make it live, I'll be sending out the replay afterwards. I also have a bunch of amazing bonuses. Number one, my fat burning meal plan, where most of my clients lost between like 6 and 10 pounds in 3 weeks over the holidays. And also I put together a recipe book of over 50 macros counted recipes to go along with it. And I think this is amazing value. So I added the link if you want to sign up for the workshop here. I also am adding on, since those clients are also doing my 10-minute tone up workouts during those 3 weeks that we did this, we followed this fat burning meal plan. They were doing those too. And so I also added that at a half off price if you want that fitness program to go with it. So it's the perfect pairing to get you to your fitness goals. And it really also takes into account, I built the fat burning meal plan, which is a done for you macros plan. I built it with my ideal client in mind, the woman who needs help with blood sugar regulation, wants to feel energized all throughout the day, wants to lose weight, and doesn't want to feel deprived. So it's an ace in the hole. If you're wanting some change, it's a really great place for you to start, especially if you're not ready financially for a larger coaching relationship, okay? So with that out of the way, let's start figuring out what's going on with you ladies. And if you came into my life just today, welcome to your first Q&A session. I've been running around, passports, therapy, client calls, and so I haven't had a chance to check my messenger inbox, but I will be back to you this afternoon. So hang tight. I'm glad I got everybody into the group though, who had asked to join this morning. So let's figure out what's going on and what questions people have. So we have got, let's see, Malia, And Malia says what's holding her back from achieving success is that she's failed so many times. It's hard to be willing to give it a real chance again. And I believe that this is something that I had addressed in one of my YouTube trainings on weight loss. I'll try to find that for you and send it to you, Malia. But really being able to let go of the past and our past history and write a new chapter going forward and having belief. This is something I talked about on Monday in my Monday motivation video. If you didn't see it, go back, find it. It should be in the featured videos at the top. But go back to my Motivation Monday video from this week. It was actually a whole presentation on motivation, focus, and confidence. And a big part of that confidence piece is something we call self-efficacy. And that is belief in ourselves that we are able, that we are going to succeed at what we want to achieve. You really have to have that piece where you believe in yourself, because if you don't, you literally have no shot. And so we have to be able to let go of whatever happened in the past and start fresh, have a new approach, and see it through. I just got off, like I said, a call with one of my clients. So we talked about how important it is to have a plan and have accountability, have a mechanism for you to be consistent in the things that will get you results. And generally, that's not going to happen on your own. Even I have ways to be consistent too, checking in with my clients when I'm trying to absorb a new concept, like the presentation I did on Monday. So I was listening to a new book. What I did was I created a presentation from what I learned. I then taught it to you guys. And now I have people, some of my clients who I talk to about the principles. It really, really makes them solidified in my brain, right? And so that's my mechanism for really obtaining and retaining information, is having reason to share it, teach it, and then talk about it often. It really helps me to keep absorbing things. So it's the same thing with you. Is number one, you have to have belief. Number two, you have to have a mechanism where you are going to stay in it for quite a while until these things become habit. Let's see what Malia's question is. She says, why does it seem like it's so easy for everyone else and they're always successful in their journey? That's an interesting perception, because I bet you we all say, why is everybody else good at this and not me? I think it's really that everybody feels that way oftentimes, that we don't get to our goals as fast as we want to. But your personal belief that everybody can do it and except for you, that's not going to get you anywhere. Remember that. So I did a video a while back and I talked about how you have to have 3 beliefs. Number one, that the system works, right? There is a framework for somebody like Malia who's struggling with certain things, and that it will work if given the time and the effort and as long as it takes. That there are other people out there that it is working for, just like her, and that she is worthy of the change that will happen when she sees the process through. These things are so important. Belief is important, because without belief, we aren't motivated to take the actions that will get us the results that will continue, that will make us keep going through that cycle, right? So belief is going to stimulate the desire to take action. Actions are going to stimulate change, and change is going to stimulate more belief and more action and more change. And that's what we want to do, is we want to get the ball rolling. Okay. I should be an actress. I am an actress. Okay. All right, let's move on. We've got Terry, and Terry says, I was an athlete and then had several surgeries that took time to heal. Now in my late 50s and post-menopause, I gained weight and lost a lot of strength, and it's hard starting all over again. She says, how do I get my hormones under control so that I can have the energy to exercise? So this is great, and I absolutely relate to this. I was an athlete as well, Terry. I played 3 sports in high school. I played field hockey, basketball, and softball. And then in college, I played 2 sports. I played softball and golf. And then after college, I continued playing competitive softball and golf. And right after college, when my husband and I got married in 2008, I had a massive back injury, a permanent spinal injury. And I went through about 6 years of pain and depression, and I didn't think I'd ever get back to who I was as an athlete because of the permanency of this injury. But I did not let that stop me. I got out of my hole. I changed careers. I became a personal trainer, and I started really digging into what would help me help my back, and I overcame all of it, and I am stronger and healthier than ever. And so I know that the toll I actually, because of all of my sports injuries over the years, I actually did my senior thesis in college, even though I was an economics major. I did it on the psychology of sports injuries. So I have a lot of background in that area. I know how devastating it is when we have an injury, even an illness, when we feel like we're making progress in our journey and then something sets us back. But the only thing you can do is not roll over and let it bother you. You have to keep moving forward. And so it sounds like you are ready to start over again. And that's exciting. So now you're in a different place, right? So when I came out of my back injury, I had 2 children, I had a career, right? 2 little kids, and I had a career and I had a lot more responsibility. And so it was harder for me too. And, because I felt like I didn't have the time and the energy and all those things. Now, for me, I tried to take the easy way out and look for plastic surgery and did liposuction, and that was a massive problem that caused me more and more issues. And then I learned my lesson and started doing it the right way, saw real results, and then changed my career. And so I think part of it is understanding where you're at now. I had to understand where I was after kids, after an injury, and change my approach. Now, when Terry asks, how do I get my hormones under control so I can have the energy to exercise? Number one, that is going to be protecting your energy, protecting your mindset, and managing stress, managing your food properly, doing exercise that is not going to completely overtake. And so I have 2 really great options for you, Terry, if you want to take a small step. I would love to have a conversation. That's taking a larger step with me, is having a conversation and us figuring out together what the best path is. But if I was going to give you 2 things that you could do right away and choose which one you think is best for you, and this comes up a lot with my clients, especially now that I have this thing coming up, is either my Menopausal Metabolism Reboot program, which you can do with me, coached by me personally, or you can do it as kind of like a do-it-yourself program where you're going to learn exactly what's going on in your body in all stages of menopause and hormonal change. It's going to give you the exact protocol for nutrition, and it's going to give you my Fit and Fast program for fitness that you can add on as a little add-on. You can add it on as an add-on. It's an option, as an option. The other, so that's if you really want to get deep into the menopause and hormone stuff and have a lot of education. The other option is to do this fun thing that's coming up on Monday, and that's the macros nutrition, which is a second framework, a different framework for nutrition, but very powerful. We're going to teach you how to eat for fueling your body to give you energy. And then the workouts that come with that are the 10-minute tone up. It's an optional add-on. And those are just 10 minutes a day. They're strength training where you should be focusing your energy, and they're short so that you're not just like dead with no energy. And so those are 2 really great options. It's just going to be up to you which one you want to do. If any of you feel like you totally relate with Terry, you're in the same boat, then you can either ask me, you can either sign up for the macros, ask me for information on the menopause, or you can set up a call with me and you and I can go over all of the options and figure out together which one would be the thing that would suit you the best, okay? So set up a call, either use the link in the post here, or you can always message me. You know how to find me. You and I have probably had a conversation before. If not, you can just message me, or you can call me on the phone, or however you want to get in touch, email me, drop a note on my website, okay? But reaching out, like I said before, reaching out and asking for help is going to be the best way to go. Let's see. Cindy wants to know, how do I start and stay motivated, and how do I get results at my age? Well, Cindy, I'd love to know your age. I think at any age, it's probably the same, right? In terms of getting results, we have to be consistent with a plan that fits who we are, where we want to go, and what we enjoy doing. And so that plan might change, but either way, you have to have a plan, and you have to have some kind of mechanism for accountability, something that keeps you on track. With regards to staying motivated, watch my Motivation Monday video. Scroll through our Empowered Fitness community group and look for the presentation that I did on motivation, focus, and confidence. Start there. And then you can also go in the guide section of our group here. You can find a whole Monday motivation guide with all of my weekly Monday motivation videos. But ultimately, it's going to come down to building confidence with having a really solid plan and having either a coach or a community to keep you accountable to doing the things that will get you on that, get you that ball rolling. Belief, action, and, consistent work will get you the change. Okay. Let's see, who's this? Teresa from California. I hope in a safe place in California, Teresa. She wants to get toned. She says, why am I gaining weight all of a sudden when not doing anything different? You just answered your question, Teresa. You're not doing anything different. So what happens is if we do the same thing, right? Let's say, and this is funny, I say this a lot. So I used to work in 3 different gyms before COVID shut all the gyms down. And I would walk in at 9 a.m. I taught a class at one gym Monday through Friday. And I would walk in the gym at 8:50 or 8:55 or sometimes 8:57. And I would see the same exact people on the same exact machines every single day doing the same exact movement. And they didn't change anything ever. And guess what? They never changed. They stayed the same. They were simply showing up and maintaining who they were. They weren't getting anywhere new. And maybe that was their goal. But if we don't change what we do, then our body adjusts and our metabolism adjusts, and we stay the same. So what we have to do is we have to be changing our approach. Now, here's what happens is, so you said that, or she said, why am I gaining weight when I'm not doing anything different? Didn't I just say that if you do the same thing that you'll stay the same? No, because you are a woman over 40 and your body is changing. Your hormones are changing, and every single day, month, week, year, decade, you are losing muscle mass if you are not building and maintaining muscle mass. And what happens is that when we start to lose all of our muscle mass and it becomes fat instead, number one, our middle starts to get heavier, right? Our arms start to get flabbier, and you'll see the thighs start to get thicker, and it all just kind of goes to mush and blah, and nobody wants to feel that way. But if you're not doing anything to counteract that, you're not doing anything new, that's what you're gonna get. So what I like to do is I build strength training programs like my Fit and Fast, like my 10-minute tone up, and all the other ones that I've built. I like to build progressive training programs where every single time you show up, you're doing something better than you did the week before. You're getting stronger and you're feeling energized and excited that you're getting better at something, that you're not just showing up to show up and put in the time. And that is going to get you results and change, right? And that's what we said is going to build excitement and motivation and confidence and build that desire to keep taking action. So on top of that, we have to be eating to be aligned with our fitness and our goals, okay? So that could be some big reasons. So we need to change things up, okay? So that's what we gotta do. All right, next one. So that was Teresa. Hi, Beth. Beth says, nothing seems to be working. She wants to lose 15 to 20 pounds. She says, why am I not seeing results when I'm tracking, walking, working out, drinking water, etc., all the suggested things? We got to figure out something is not in alignment. And I hate that too. Don't you hate doing all the work and not getting results? It's possible that you're tracking the wrong things, that you're not doing something that would be in alignment with where you're at right now. It's possible you haven't changed it up in quite a while. We've got to figure out, and there's much more that goes beyond tracking, walking, working out, and drinking water. Sleep and stress are going to be the really big ones for you right now at this stage of life. So let's take a look together. Beth, let's get you scheduled on a call with me and go over that, okay? Let's see. Let's find a couple more. I'm going to move this over a little bit. Question. How do you maintain? How do you maintain? Beth. We have another Beth. Beth says nutrition and structure is holding her back. So maintaining, it's interesting. Once you've lost the weight, it's almost harder. Like when you have a lot of weight to lose, it's easier for it to come off. When you get close to your goals and or at goal, it can be harder to maintain. Generally, you have to pay attention to what got you to your goals. So that requires knowing what got you there, right? So it's good to we do this thing in my programs where I have people check in and weigh themselves, measure, take progress photos at the beginning and end of each program that we do, and they're all 3 to 4 weeks. So if we're looking at the changes and what happened over 3 to 4 weeks, plus we've been working through a nutrition framework, we kind of know what the product is when we follow something. And so let's say that I was doing a certain fitness program and I was eating a certain amount of calories and, and macros balanced in a certain way. And I was seeing that the weight was coming off really slowly, right? And it was working really well. Then I would probably keep things as is. If I saw that that kind of stalled out and plateaued, I'd have to make a change somewhere in the fitness and the nutrition, right? Somewhere, and kind of turn the dials a little bit and then see how that goes for a little bit. And if I still have weight loss goals, then I, adjust them a certain way. And once you get to your goal, then you can either keep it steady or you can kind of phase your training, your nutrition, and change things around to, to make sure that you're maintaining, or you could do what got you to that final goal as well. So what we have to recognize though is that once we get to where we want to be, which may never happen either. Sometimes we get to a place where we thought we wanted to be. I remember when I hit 140 pounds, I was 150 pounds and I lost 10 pounds. And I thought that was my goal, 140. And then I was like, oh, well, I hit it. It's only like 6 weeks or something, or 2 weeks or whatever. I was like, maybe I need to adjust to 135. And so I adjusted my goal, and then I hit that goal, and I was like, this isn't really where I wanted to be. I felt thin, but I wasn't like tight and strong. And so then I thought, I need to start bodybuilding, and I ended up going back up to 150 pounds. But it was more like appropriate for how I wanted to feel and look. And so when we get to our goals though, sometimes if you do get to a goal, a place where you're really confident, good energy, you love where you're at, you feel great, you have to recognize that you can't just abandon everything that got you there. It's not like you achieved your goals, so now you just give up on everything. You have to continue the things that got you there. And I think that's kind of like the sad truth about fitness and weight loss and whatnot, is that people think that they deserve to stop doing the work at some point, and they don't realize that that's what it takes. It takes hard work to get what you want, right? And so we have to stay in it for pretty much as long as we want to maintain those results. And you can loosen up here and there, and it depends. Like if I go on a vacation, maybe I'm going to loosen up a little bit and know that the scale might go up a few pounds. But once I get back to normal life, that I go back to my healthy habits that got me to where I wanted to be, I go back to doing those things, okay? And that's the thing. Who's this? Let me see who asked this. Sherry, she says, why does the weight come on so fast? It's because we generally just completely abandon everything that we were doing to get the weight off, and we go back to old habits, and you'll go right back to where your body was if you're engaging in old habits that don't serve you, okay? Let's take 2 more questions. Let's see. Lupita says she wants to lose body fat and get healthier. She says, how do I plan a workout routine? You don't. I do that, right? And so we want to leave planning workout routines to the pros. It's kind of like you wouldn't want some rando doing your dental cleaning. You want a dentist or a hygienist to do that. You don't want somebody who's not a doctor to be diagnosing an illness. You want the pro to do it. They know what to look for. They know how to make it so it's healthy, and that'll get you to your goal so that you're not wasting time. So I would say plug into a coach who's got programs. You have to, the work you have to do is identify who do you relate to, who do they help, and do they have a solution that seems right for you, okay? Then let the pro do the work. I like to, even when I show up and I do workouts, I don't just make them up as I go along. I either follow my own programs or I follow another coach's programs. I don't just make it up, right? Because the best way to do it is to have it be progressive and change every few weeks. And that's why I'm thankful that COVID kind of changed the face of what I was doing in fitness, as opposed to just showing up to the gym and teaching random workouts every week. I really enjoy that took me out of the gyms and gave me the opportunity to build programs that were, 3-4 weeks at a time and really focused on achieving goals. So I much prefer having a program than just doing random stuff. Okay, let's see. The last one, Glenna says she's got some mobility issues and her knees are bad. She wants to know, how do I get rid of belly fat? So if the belly fat, if it came on like kind of quickly, or you think it's due to hormonal changes, then we have to get a few things in order: your fitness, your nutrition, your stress management, your sleep, and make sure that we are not going too long without food, that we're not spiking our blood sugar all throughout the day. And that can be done with sugar. It can be done with caffeine. It can be done with not eating at regular intervals. It can be from not sleeping. And so all these things are going to help you. So we want to make sure that you are eating for fat loss, and that we are reducing stress hormones. Okay. So those are going to be really important things. And then if you're just sticking your belly out, that's funny how sometimes what happens is, let's say you're always doing crunches, right? Then you could be pushing your belly out. What we want to do is we want to create stability and strength, and we want to start training our abs to come in so that we have a flatter abdomen. I was thinking abdominal cavity. We want to be flatter in our abdomen and strong, and we want to hold our belly in as opposed to walking around with it kind of like sticking out and being lazy about it. So that's where I would be doing a lot of core training. Jill's Killer Abs is an amazing program for core training. You can ask me about that if you'd like to. Okay, so let me just take a look. Let me just browse a couple more of these questions here before we end. Maybe we'll take one more. I see how to keep weight off again. What can I do about weight gain and weight loss after surgery? 4 years out. That sounds like a lot of years out. Sounds like you need a plan. I like this one. Who says this? Let's see. Jan, who says motivation and accountability are holding her back. Well, I've got both of those things, Jan. She says, are carbs / corn chips really the enemy? I would say corn chips are the enemy, especially if you don't have any control when you start eating them. If somebody put a bag of Fritos in front of me, I'd probably eat the whole thing too. Doritos, I mean, I love anything crunchy, cheesy, all that junk, so I don't eat it. I just pretty much keep it out of the house. Carbs are not the enemy. Maybe fatty processed carbs are the enemy, like thinking donuts and chips and all the junk, but carbs are absolutely not the enemy, because think of all the good carbs. We've got vegetables, we've got fruits, we've got whole grains, we've got beans, we've got lots of amazing things that are carbohydrates that are actually our body's preferred source of fuel, right? The body wants carbs because it gives us really quick energy and then it quickly burns. And so as long as they're really healthy, they're actually going to also give us a lot of great nutrients. So carbs are really important. I would say that a normal diet probably has somewhere between 30 and 40% carbs. And that is really healthy and can get you to your goals. So no, carbs are not the enemy. Corn chips are. Okay? All right. So thanks for showing up today. Let me know below that you watched. And if you need any programs, links, anything from me, let me know. If you want to set up a call with me, set up a call. And if you'd like to be part of the Macros Masterclass happening Monday, January 20th, then absolutely sign up for that. I'm really excited to teach you live and to give you all the amazing stuff like my fat burning meal plan and 50 macros recipes that are super simple, really quick and easy. All right. Take care, everyone. Have a great day.